So, while this may not necessarily be huge news, it's definitely something of a shock. Apparently, Palworld CEO Takudo Mizobe tweeted that Palworld's server costs are big. Really big. This past weekend, Takudo Mizobe joked on Twitter that maybe they'd go bankrupt, showing the 70 million yen cost of their server fees for February and the increase of over 350% from just the previous month. Holy effing crap. Now, 70 million yen translates to just under $500,000. An article on PC Gamer had this to say about the cost of running this massively popular game. Palworld server costs near $500K per month as network engineer is ordered to never let the service go down no matter what. Monster collecting survival game Palworld has amassed an astonishing 19 million players, and that extraordinary success isn't coming cheap for its indie developer. Palworld's projected February server costs are over 70 million yen, according to a post from PocketPair CEO Takudo Mizobe, that comes to over 475,000 US dollars. So here is the tweet by Takudo Mizobe, where he says, let's translate this post here, wait, maybe they'll go bankrupt due to server fees. And then he shows a screenshot here of the server costs. And you can see here where it shows that it's up over 350%. The article goes on to say, I wouldn't worry too much. PocketPair says it sold about 12 million copies of Palworld on Steam at $30 each. That puts Palworld's gross revenue at $360 million so far, but that's ignoring its Xbox sales, and it's on Game Pass too. We really don't know what sort of revenue it generates from being on Game Pass. Steam's revenue cut drops from 30% to 20% after a certain threshold, but for the sake of argument, let's just give Steam a flat 30% cut of that $360 million. That leaves PocketPair with $252 million before expenses. $6 million a year in server costs doesn't look quite so untenable next to that number. Following the order to never let the service go down no matter what, we have prepared servers without regard to cost, said Palworld network engineer Chujo Hiroto in an English response to Mizobe's post. We will continue to give our all to ensure that all players can enjoy to the fullest. And then $478,000. Palworld obviously isn't going to keep selling over 12 million copies a month. And unlike online games which justify their high upkeep and ongoing development costs with premium cosmetics and seasonal moneymakers like battle passes, Palworld contains no microtransactions at the moment. And here is the tweet from Chujo Hiroto where he says, following the order to never let the service go down no matter what. Okay, so I'm about to say something that might seem controversial, but at some point, I imagine the player base for Palworld will slowly fall off. New games are going to come out, players are going to get hit by the in-game content wall, and they're going to move on to something else while they wait for updates or DLC. Based on what I've seen from other super popular games, I think Palworld is going to stay on top for a long time. I mean, just look at games like Among Us and Phasmo. Hell, Minecraft is still going strong. So I see this game going for a long time unless they run, just flat out of money. I know that Palworld isn't about microtransactions, but to some degree, I think, and here's the controversial part, I think they could be. I don't know what their official server situation is as far as official Palworld server space that you can rent. Like back in Battlefield 4, I think even Battlefield 3, you could rent your own servers and customize them through DICE. This might not be much of a solution since the issue is with server costs in general, but I also think that a modest item shop wouldn't be a total disaster if it was only limited to, say, cosmetics like blueprints you could purchase for clothing, accessories, items for your pals, maybe craftable cosmetics for your base, things that aren't essential to the game. As long as the content was never behind a paywall, the players would be content. And I'm going to use Overwatch 1 here, like OG Overwatch 1 as an example. There was a lot of controversy over the in-game loot boxes, and yeah, it could get out of hand easily. But there was an economy at play where you could earn the character skins through in-game currency. It was pure RNG, and oftentimes you get duplicates, but eventually you can either pull and get that awesome skin, or you'd earn the credits to unlock it. Or you could pay real cash and buy the boxes for more chances to win. And of course, that's where it became kind of gambling and addictive. But if Palworld offered a way to earn cosmetics in-game and a way for, say, weekend warriors with limited time but lots of money to fast-track those cosmetics and pay for them, you know, if they wanted, it wouldn't break the game, because everything you could buy could also be earned in-game through, say, I don't know, opening dungeon chests. It's just a thought experiment, and I know that there are people out there that could easily come up with a way for PocketPair to supplement their server costs without resorting to predatory practices, and at the same time ensure that the game has a means of paying for itself years down the line. But what do I know about all of that? At the end of the day, I'm just a guy that plays games on the internet with a Catgirl. And so now it is time to turn this over to you guys. So what's your opinion on the server costs of Palworld? Do you see this being a major problem down the road? Or have they made enough money they don't have to worry about it? Give me your thoughts by heading to the comments and let's get some conversation going. Guys, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then smack that like button like it's a pal about to be captured. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to subscribe and turn all those notifications on. If you would like to help us out directly, you can do so by becoming a member of the Patreon. There's links to that and all my socials in the linkity-link place down below. As always, have an amazing day, everyone. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.